Hello, Augies Worldwide. I'm Dave Casler, amateur radio call sign KE0OG, here with another episode of Ask Dave. Today we're going to take a look at the ham radio boutique 49-to-1 Balun that's actually been put into an antenna. Okay, so it's up now. As you can see in this picture, it's up in the air. It's 30 feet up on our 30-foot mast, and then the other end of the antenna is connected to the other 30-foot mast. We tried this two ways. One with just the 40-meter length of wire, okay, which will do 40, 20, 15, and 10. And then we did it with the 80-meter stretch of wire, which would be half wave on 80, 40 meters, 66 feet, something like that. It's 126, 130 feet out there. Anyway, it's set up pretty well. So the one for 40 meters is 66 feet. This other one's 132. Okay, so what we're going to do is look at the results. And I will tell you that the on-the-air performance of this antenna is excellent. So it's doing very well. What we did was I went down to Home Depot and bought a 500-foot roll of blue stranded. It was stranded wire, so THHN wire. Stranded means 7 strands. It's much easier to work with than the solid, and it's also a little sturdier because it wiggles around a little bit in the air. We got it in blue because that was handy. Blue is fine because you don't confuse that with the white, black, and the red and the green that are used in house wiring. Okay, so it is THHN, which means it's house wire, but it's just single conductor, 7 strands. I soldered one end of it to the lug that was provided by Ham Radio Boutique. I both crimped and soldered it so it's really on there strong. And that's stretched straight out, and as you'll see in the post, it's pretty tightly stretched. It works pretty good. So we're going to look at some results now with the NanoVNA on how well it works. Okay, in terms of SWR. So let's take a look at the screen. Okay, so this is 40 meters right here. This pink part is 40 meters. And this is the SWR of the band. It goes up to about 1.75. Down here, it's about 1.5. Notice it goes down here to about 1.4 at its lowest point. Okay, so the thing is tuned just a titch long, but there's a fix for that. Of course, you can change the length of the wire. But this is perfectly acceptable. If you turn on the antenna tuner in your radio, it will touch this up for a 1-to-1 SWR. Now, let's look over here at the 20 meters. This is the 20 meter right here. Notice that it's set up perfectly here. At the band edge, about 1.2. And at the other side here, about 1.3. That's excellent. You don't even need to use your antenna tuner with this one. This is just absolutely excellent. You can go ahead and use the antenna tuner, which will just give you a little bit of extra there. Let's hook on 15. Okay, this is 15 meters. Now it's above 2 here, going down to about 1.7. 1.75 right here at the edge of the band. That's a pretty wide band. You will need to use the tuner in your radio, but otherwise it will work just fine. So, and here is on 10 meters. It's around 2, drips down a little bit up here in the FM part of the band, but most of the HF stuff takes place right in here. Okay, it's about 2-to-1, so you will need the antenna tuner in your radio for this. Okay, let's try it for the 80 length. This is the first section. I'm going to do 3 bands at a time here. Here's 80 meters. Note that it goes from about 2, dips down, goes all the way up to 3. Now, can you fix that with your tuner in your radio? Yes, but you would want to move this down a little ways. There's a way you can do that by putting a little coil in there that it suggests on some instructions I got on Google. But you're never going to get it to cover the whole band on 80. This is 60 meters. If you really want to use it for 60 meters, you can, but you will need that tuner. Here is 40 meters. Note that the just like before, the lowest point is just below the band, and it goes up. It's well under 2 across the entire band, it will work just fine with your tuner. Let's take the middle part of the band. Okay, here is 30 meters. It's 2 to 1. You can use your tuner on 30 meters without a problem. It's real low down here. And then 20 meters, it does pretty well. It's below 1.6 to 1, and down over here, it's about 1.1 to 1, okay, across the 20-meter band. You can use that if you want without a tuner, but go ahead and use the tuner in your radio. Now, this is 17 meters right here, which is much narrower than that band. But note that we're down here to about 1.3 to 1, down to about 1.2 to 1. That's very, very good for that band. Now, let's go up here to the top of the band. This is 15 meters. Note, not real good, but not real bad either. It's above 2 to 1 pretty much across the entire band. Your antenna tuner in your radio will take care of this all the way up to 3.0. So it'll take care of that. This is the 12-meter band where it's doing pretty good. And in the 10-meter band, it's doing okay. I would go ahead and use the tuner. Okay, so that's our test results. Now, as I was looking through YouTube for some more information on these videos, it suggested that I put a little coil in it. You see these with the commercially made ones, like the My Antennas and so on, will have a little coil about this big with 6 or 7 turns on it. What that does is it tends to pull in the upper bands to where they should be. I'm going to try that. I got this little coupler for 59 cents at Home Depot, and I'm going to turn this into that coil. It'd be like 6 or 7 turns of wire. I'll put that on. When I get a chance, I'll make another video if there's any significant improvement with that. But we'll give that a try, because that's in the instructions from Google's AI. And of course, Google is never wrong, so we'll have to try that and see how well that works. So, do I recommend this 49 to 1 Balun? Yeah, it works fine. You can use it like any end-fed half wave. It's not going to be perfect on every band, but it will work with the tuner that comes inside most of the radios. So, there you have it. Until we next meet, 73.